Have you ever wondered why there are so many monkey-themed staffs in media? Or just the image of a very impulsive monkey holding a staff? You may have been exposed to Sun Wukong at some point in your life. Or maybe not. I don't know what content you consume. Remember the monkey staff in Shaolin Showdown?
I have the agility and the balance of a monkey, and a really cool tail.
Or Infernape in Pokemon? Or even the film The Hidden Kingdom with Jet Li and Jackie Chan? See? You see them? All Sun Wukong references. But hey, I hear you say, who is the Sun Wukong you're talking about? I'll try to keep it short. Sun Wukong is the infamous Monkey King, and the more popular character from one of China's most important pieces of literature, The Journey to the West. Please forgive me if I ruin these characters' names. I don't know Chinese myself. I'm trying. Please. It's an allegory for enlightenment where the monk Tripitaka embarks on a journey to the western heavens to retrieve the great Buddha scriptures and take them back to the land of the east and bring both Buddhism and peace to the sinful folk that live there. Tripitaka is accompanied by Bai Long Ma, the white dragon horse, two celestial warriors seeking forgiveness and atonement, Chu Wu Neng or Bajie, also known as Pixie, and Sha Wu Qing, also known as Sandy. And last but not least, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, who is the main powerhouse of the group. They fight off so many monsters and demons during their journey, and most of the shenanigans that happen have directly influenced so much of our media, especially anime. Sun Wukong's main abilities, aside from incredible monkey strength, is his shape-shifting staff, his Nimbus Cloud where he can fly anywhere, and of course, the ability to transform into 72 earthly creatures. And this includes disguising himself as people or demons. He can also create duplicates of himself by pulling off hairs from his body and blow on them to produce his clones. This includes items such as his staff. And he's got some scary looking red eyes that can let him see through demonic disguises. Sandy and Pixie can change their appearances as well, but they have less options compared to Wukong, with only 36 D-shot transformations for Pixie and 18 for Sandy. There's mentions that Pixie can turn into a huge boar when enraged, and it's giving me Twilight Princess flashbacks. And for those anime weeboos who are wondering why these abilities and the name Sun Wukong sounds familiar, well, Dragon Ball Z's Son Goku is directly influenced by Sun Wukong. In fact, Son Goku is Wukong's Japanese name, along with Satan Taisei. Persona 5, anyone? The main characters of said books are still revered even as gods to this day, and not just in China. Taiwan has a temple dedicated to Sun Wukong. And wouldn't you know it, while doing my research for this video, I found out that there's a Monkey King festival, which is celebrated in Hong Kong on the 16th day of the 8th lunar month of the Chinese calendar. Which, according to the Common Era calendar, this would correspond to September. Around the 20th, I believe. I'm kinda happy that this video is releasing around the time when the Monkey King festival takes place. But I bet you're wondering, why am I talking about this in a Lego-related video? It's like that salad before the filet mignon. I need to give this info before we dive into the main reason this video even exists. I also want to cover some bases. The internet tends to be pretty harsh. Lego, the Danish company of building blocks that's beloved by everybody, wanted to have a stronger foothold in the biggest market in the world, China. Ninjago was an attempt, and it did work alongside Kima, I have no idea how this is pronounced, but they wanted more. A lot more. Just like Sun Wukong's search for immortality. The people at LEGO went to China, did some research, and were introduced to the Monkey King and his adventures in the journey to the West. The seed was planted and they went to work. They worked very closely with China for this. Everybody has their own problems with China and their government, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. Sketches among sketches, corrections and suggestions flying from all over, and the toys were made. Kids flipped out when they saw the figures, and then LEGO began to work on a show to promote the playsets even further. And this is where things blew up. On June 2020, LEGO Monkey Kid, A Hero is Born premiered in Malaysia, with Singapore, Hong Kong, and Taiwan following suit. Season 1 of the show premiered on September 2020, with the English dub becoming available later. But the proper English dub of the show didn't premiere in Australia until March 13, 2021. The show was animated under Flying Bark Studios, who also made Maya the Bee, Glitch Tech, The Wild Adventures of Blinky Bill, Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and last but not least, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The best turtles, don't at me. I remember when the English trailer was released. I found it interesting and waited patiently for it. Unfortunately, I forgot about it and watched other stuff, like Rise of the TMNT. Great show, needs more love. Before and during this time, my attention was focused on overly sarcastic productions with their attempt to share the entirety of Journey to the West in an entertaining way, minus the power-up sequences or the 2 short adventures they decided to skip. It was thanks to these videos that I got obsessed with the story. I watched their videos to the point where I remember what happened to the Monkey King and his ragtag team of misfits. I'll be a bit serious here. Mid-2020 wasn't kind to me. I fell into a depression just like the rest of the world. I hid it pretty well and just showed off a smiling facade when in reality I wasn't doing so hot. I got help and I'm doing okay. And then Twitter happened. People who were fans of the current TMNT show started sharing clips of Lego Monkey Kid. My hyperfixation on Journey to the West hit its peak when I got my hands on the first season of the show. It was like getting high on serotonin and dopamine at the same time. These amazing characters and the great sage equal to heaven brought me immense joy like nobody's business. I love them so much. So let's get into the show. The show begins as thusly. After an epic fight with the Bull Demon King, I know the show says Demon Bull King, but Bull Demon King sounds better, the Monkey King seals him away with his staff and retires to Flower Fruit Mountain. Years later, the Bull Demon King's family, formed by his wife, Princess Ironfan, and his heir, Red's son, release him from his imprisonment. MK, our protagonist, gets his hands on the Monkey King's staff and escapes with his life. After a fight with Princess Ironfan and losing the staff, MK's friends believe him to be dead. But he's alive and well, getting advice from the Monkey King himself to become his successor, take down the Bull Demon King, and protect the city. And that's just the mini-movie, A Hero is Born, that leads into the first season, introducing the characters and our protagonist, get an idea how this world works, and not just guess why this is all happening. Also, don't think Lego Monkey Kid is just an adaptation of Journey to the West, but with the descendants or reincarnation of the book's characters. It's actually a spin-off, and they take liberties. Like the Gold and Silver Demons? They appear in the show, but if you've read the book or seen Overly Sarcastic Productions episode on them, you know that they shouldn't be there. And I don't see that as a problem. But I'm not Chinese, nor have I been raised with these characters, so what do I know? I'm just a white Mexican who's hyperfixating on this. Season 1 has only 10 episodes, each having an 11-minute runtime. You can watch this in less than 2 hours if you know where to look. We get our obligatory race episode, our clone episode, the going to our friends' house for the first time episode, the edgy boy who you just want to kiss episode.
Wait a minute.
The characters are funny, the writing is witty, the art design is amazing, and it makes you believe this is a place for Legos. And compared to the slowly going down the edgy story that many shows have gone down, like Tangled, Star vs., Voltron, and She-Ra, thanks for becoming bad! Lego Monkey Kid keeps its spirit and wholesomeness, but with droplets of the looming threat with a villain we've already been introduced to mid-season 1. And it's following up on it in season 2. I know who this character is thanks to me looking up Journey to the West way before seeing the show, and I'm excited to see what they do with them. If you, like me, know at least a bit of the source material, you'll get a bit more enjoyment thanks to the show referencing the book. But you don't necessarily need to have read Journey to the West to watch this show. It's very friendly with newcomers, and it lets you discover the original story on your own terms, which is pretty cool. I'll try to keep the characters simple and to the point. MK is our protagonist, also known as the Monkey Kid, but everyone calls him MK. He's a bit distracted and does let the whole Monkey King successor get to his head, but does show vulnerability and is a good kid.
Is your name MK?
Well, I'm currently going by MK.
If you'll just enter your full name here.
Oh, yep, okay. M-K-K-L-K.
That's a real mouthful.
Yeah, no wonder I go by MK, right?
May is MK's best friend. She'll destroy anyone who messes with her friends. And she's the descendant of the White Dragon Horse Bai Long Ma. She's the odd one out of her family, but is proud of her heritage even when she doesn't feel like she belongs. Pigsy is MK's boss and manages a noodle shop. He's the more level-headed of the group, even if he sometimes lets his temper get in the way. Sandy has transformed from the fighting tank to a gentle giant, renouncing his violent ways and is a very chill character. Sometimes he forgets it, but goes back to his gentility. Mr. Tang. Yes, that's his name. It's not really confirmed, but going by his name, fans assume he might be either a reincarnation or a distant relative or descendant of the Tang monk Tripitaka. He's also a more calm yet excitable Monkey King fanboy, which sometimes doesn't help him in some situations. Red Sun is very prideful and cares for his family, but he's got a very short fuse. He's a techie and will do anything and everything to bring honor to his family. Hey Zuko, we found you a friend! Princess Iron Fan and the Bull Demon King are Season 1's antagonists. They're in a loving relationship and they seek revenge on the Monkey King, along with ruling the city. We also have 5 other antagonists, but they don't have that much of a presence compared to the Bull Demon family, except for the last one. The first antagonist, who continues their evil ways in Season 2, is the Spider Queen. Appearing as a random woman Pigsy gets the hots for, but ends up being a femme fatale, desiring the death of all who ruined her life. AKA the Journey to the West group. Fun fact, it was a group of spider demons in the book instead of just one individual. The time of the original recording for the script was before episodes 5 and 6 aired of Season 2. The Spider Queen gets a glimpse on who this strange woman who aided her during the Lunar Year special may be, and we are not sure whether or not she'll still use her help or ask MK and the gang for assistance in taking this strange woman down. Even her henchman is terrified. The second and third, Jin and Jin. The gold and silver demons also want to destroy the Monkey King because revenge, but they're a bit dumber. Evidence being the Calabash episode. They capture MK inside a magical gourd that acts as an alternate universe that they can manipulate from the outside. This directly references what happened to the Monkey King in their chapter of Journey to the West. Only difference is that the gourd has no alternate reality and its purpose was to melt down anybody put inside.
Oh, the humanity! My legs have totally melted!
That was fast.
Oh geez, there goes my pelvis!
Noisy, isn't he?
Why have you forsaken me, Buddha?
The fourth antagonist is Macaque.
Actually, the six-eared macaque is, my full name.
Another magical monkey similar to Sun Wukong. In the show, he teaches MK on the side for his own nefarious reasons. In the book, he just wants to replace the Monkey King permanently. The episode and the chapters are so good, I'm keeping it vague. Then episode 7 of season 2 happened and the fandom went nuts. Again, I'm keeping it vague, but oh my god, my heart! And last but not least, the White Bone Spirit, or Lady Bone Demon as some fans have been calling her. Along with the show, we're shown this antagonist early in season 1. They can possess individuals depending on how easy they can be manipulated. They obtain a proper body at the end of season 1 and sows the seeds of their return during the Lunar Year special Revenge of the Spider Queen. The White Bone Spirit was actually one of the first demons Tripitaka and the gang had to deal with once they became official. They'll be a force to be feared in season 2, I swear.
I'm internalizing a lot of stuff right now.
The show has an English dub, with Jack DeCina as MK, Stephanie Shea as May, Dio Brando himself, Patrick Seitz as Sandy, Dave V. Mitchell as Pigsy, Kyle McCarley as Red Sun, and Billy Comets, Josuke and the Shield Hero himself as Macaque. You got JoJo alumni as voice actors! They even have a JoJo reference in season 2! Also, Goku voices the Monkey King in English, and the original 1996 Monkey King, Dicky Chung, voices him in the Mandarin dub. We have come full circle. Recently, the Lunar New Year special made the fandom go insane. So many memes, more good food, and shipping. So much shipping. Now that the finale aired for season 2, and the fandom getting confirmation of a 3rd season, we can talk about it! Unfortunately, the Demon Bull family don't make a return. Except for one, since they're no longer the main antagonists. We continue with the aftermath of Revenge of the Spider Queen. The strange woman who we know to be Lady Bone Demon got her hands on the 8-trigram furnace that the gang forgot to bring back to the Heavenly Jade Palace. This season focuses on gathering items that will aid Lady Bone Demon in erasing the Monkey King's memory from the world and unleash her own shredder mech suit thing, under the guise of leading the Spider Queen to her destiny. Monkey King wants to get a head start in finding a way to stop her by going on vacation, and leaving MK to figure out how to use his other monkey powers, which include shrinking his staff, shrinking and enlarging himself,
That's what she said?
Develop more powerful attacks and counters, and of course, the 72 transformations. I think it's referred to the Earthly Multitude in the book. This season is a bit darker, I admit, but it doesn't just go edgy for edgy's sake. We knew Lady Bone Demon was a threat back in season 1, and now we just gotta defeat her. We still get some lighthearted and fun episodes, like the Ping Pong Panic episode, showing how Pigsy has an addiction to ping pong, and a side story with Mo, Sandy's cat, getting a bit of the spotlight. Even To Catch a Leaf, the Sandy-centric episode, he's so sweet and kind and doesn't want to hurt anyone again thanks to what happened during the journey to the West. He gave tea to the snake and food to the monkeys! It was so cute! But hurt his critter friends and you'll be sorry. We do get some characters come back from season 1, like Jin and Yin, and Princess Ironfan in the Food War episode. And my boy Macaque in the Shadowplay episode! Along with that weird mayor from Skeleton Key. Ah, my edgy boy, let me smooch. He even mentions needing to go to therapy. We never see this talked about in shows for kids, even alluding to it.
But hey, no shame in that, man. Sometimes you just gotta talk it out, you know? I don't really do it. Maybe I should.
This is a good direction. Keep pushing. Now we get to talk about that finale, specifically the last few minutes. There's gonna be spoilers, so if you haven't seen this episode, pause this video right here and come back after watching it. Thanks. Lady Bone Demon is too strong for the gang to fight against, and Wukong, barely appearing at the nick of time, explains why he went on vacation. There's no way they could defeat this new threat so easily. She is too powerful and he went to search for a weapon strong enough to defeat her. He then suggests a plan to action. They should all embark on a journey to find said weapon and stop Lady Bone Demon once and for all. I had a very brief call with other LEGO Monkey Kid fans and talked about the map Wukong showed to the gang, with possible locations marked on it. The biggest marking shown is the same symbol Red Sun bears on his coat, and to the right hand side of this marking is a mountainside with a horned tower. Could this be the home of the Demon Bull family? To the upper right, I had to pause because I was losing my mind. A marking in the sky, on the moon, with a rabbit. If no one has seen Over the Moon, or even knows about Shang-E's legend, you know where I am going with this. In some tellings of Journey to the West, Pigsy, pre-Pig Demon, was a celestial warrior who one day got super drunk and hit on a woman too many times. This woman is said to be Shang-E, the goddess of the moon. Imagine if we get a scene with Pigsy trying to explain himself or possibly asking Shang-E for forgiveness. But this is just speculation and I'm also getting ahead of myself. To the far left, the last marking shows a flower-looking platform over a tower. I instantly thought of it as a lotus platform and the merciful Guan Yin came to mind. She appeared in a small flashback during the Dumpling Destruction episode. But then one of the Monkey Kid fans suggested that the lotus platform could be Netchas, the eternal 12-year-old third Lotus Prince. We also saw some of his weapons in Season 1, the Windfire Wheels, and what could be the Red Armillary Sash. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, it took me like 10 takes. And Wukong had the fire-tipped spear in his vault in Season 2. This other fan could be onto something. God, I love this story. So yeah, these are just speculations on what we might see in Season 3 thanks to possible evidence in the show. Let's not go overboard with these theories. Let the show do its own thing. I'm very excited! But hold on a minute. What do you mean by you can watch this show if you know where to look? Well, here's the tea. LEGO isn't promoting the show in the American states. They're silently selling the playsets in their stores over here without any promotion. This is where things get sketchy. It's understandable that they want to focus on China and sell there. I get it. There's a buttload of people who love working on Legos, and having sets based off Journey to the West will make big bucks. But there's no announced plans of airing the show in America. None whatsoever as of the recording of this video. It has now aired in Australia and it's aiding in giving the fandom content in a timely manner. But come on, LEGO! LEGO has stayed silent over this, and the fandom just wants an answer. When will the show be aired in America? I've heard from the fandom that LEGO has quietly uploaded the first season or just a couple of episodes, but on their other channels with restricted viewing. Great quality, but why hidden behind loads of walls? We need answers, LEGO! So this was written before what I found out to be a very sound reason. I must inform you, dear viewer, to take the following information with a grain of salt. This information was brought forth by my Brick Opinions. Great YouTube channel. They mainly talk about LEGO and its brands, which include Monkie Kid, both the show and the sets. And they were very gracious enough for giving me this information for the sake of not spreading false claims or rumors. Reminder, this isn't LEGO's official statement. The show was probably created as an Asian exclusive show, but written by an American team and produced by an Australian animation studio. It is LEGO's way of appealing to the Chinese market. Since LEGO isn't popular in China, I beg to differ from what they said to their Journey to the East documentary, but what do I know? The idea from LEGO's executives was to create a theme based off Chinese mythology, with the main purpose being that if a kid walked into the store, he, she, or they could identify the characters from the myths. Even though it was probably planned for an American release, it's very likely that due to the pandemic, those plans were pushed back. LEGO Monkie Kid is, and probably will remain as a direct-to-consumer themed set, since LEGO doesn't think it would have an appeal in markets outside of Asia. Only people who want the sets can get them. The sets are expensive yet not overpriced. Star Wars. The overpriced sets mainly are the cheaper sets, like the Inferno Jet or the Cloud Bike. LEGO's launch of Monkie Kid was very successful in China, especially the big monkey mech. LEGO doesn't care if Monkie Kid sells outside of China. That country has an estimate of 1.3 billion people, and LEGO wants a piece of that mooncake. The only reason Monkie Kid is sold outside of Asia is because, if they didn't, the LEGO fans and people overall would get pretty mad, and the sets would have been pretty expensive in the resale market. With all that said, Monkie Kid has gained a pretty decent following outside of Asia, and it's likely that, by the end of summer 2021, it may be widely available in America and Europe. It begs repeating, this isn't the official statement from LEGO, and I hope it does become available for the rest of the world. And now we return to our originally scheduled content. We might not even get an answer for this. Probably never will. But at least the fandom is going strong. I just hope that, with the show's growing success and Season 2 already underway at the writing of the script, we get a chance for an American release. What better way to subtly show the Western land? The Journey to the West. Eh? I'll show myself out. I wrote this before the finale and Wukong said the thing!
We're going on a journey to the west.
I love this show! If you want to see the show for yourself, there's really no legal way to watch it, unless you're in Taiwan or Australia, even Singapore. Even Japan's already getting the show. And that's LEGO's fault. The fandom has gone above and beyond to get the episodes in high quality and in many languages as it can. English, Taiwanese, Mandarin, Cantonese, so people can get a chance to see it. If LEGO ain't doing it, that's their fault. So...
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.